Oh god, that's a great start. Okay, what's going on, guys? I'm Chris, and this is Regular Guy Training, and with me, I have, yet again, some guy named Josh.
Hey, look, we didn't even change seats.
Look at that, see? It's almost like we stopped the last video and started this one up.
Nah. I don't think so.
Yeah, no way.
Okay.
Oh god, just all up in the cheese today.
Yeah.
So, let's talk about Guntec. And...
Wait, who?
Yeah, Guntec.
Oh, yeah, Guntec. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
The funny thing is that that's usually the response.
Yeah.
I had to actually post on the Facebook page, who the fuck makes this, right? And it's pretty shit.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, I mean, this is a rail that we have from them. It's like they're ultra light. I don't fucking care to know the rest of it. I'm sure I'll look it up and then put the proper name up here.
Yeah, honestly,
But
it's not even worth it.
It's really not. It's their free floated Keymod thing. It's supposed to go to regular carbine length gas system AR with a regular FSB on it, or front sight base, the little triangular thing. And it's supposed to be a free float rail that is supposed to be ultra light.
Oh,
and
light.
in that respect, it achieves exactly what it set out to do, in that it is really fucking light.
Extremely light.
But let's talk about this.
Yeah.
Now, first thing, if we were to compare this to a rail system that we would recommend, right? Like, for instance, the KMR, right? Or the M-Lock from Brava Company, or Geisley, right?
Midwest Industries, any of them.
You'll notice that the barrel nut here, right? Barrel nut on both of those rail systems is pretty tight.
Yeah.
As far as installing it is concerned.
Yeah.
To where you actually, once you got it in there, you kind of got to really push it in there. And that was an exaggeration, because this doesn't do that. It just kind of falls out. Really, when I first pulled this off of the rifle it was on, it was one of those things where it's like, huh.
Well, I remember we were messing around, and he said, "What the fuck?" And I'm like, "What?" And he threw this thing at me. He just like tossed it at me. I'm wait.
I'm pretty sure that was a direct quote.
It was. No, this is exactly what happened. And I
I
caught it, and I'm like, is this the barrel nut? And he's like, yeah. I was like, ugh.
Yeah.
It touched me.
Well, here's why, though. Because usually, like, your really good quality barrel nuts and shit like that, they're made out of a pretty good heavy gauge steel.
Yes.
Because this affixes your barrel, to the receiver.
And
it's also the interface for the rail.
Kind of important.
So it's a little important that it not be made out of some fairly thin aluminum. Because the first thing he did was he tried to stick it to a magnet, and it wouldn't go. And he's like, what the fuck? This is aluminum?
Yeah.
And realistically speaking, it's not even the fact that it's aluminum. It's the fact that it's aluminum and it's thin. Okay? You could look at the back end of this and you could be like, oh, that's kind of thick. Not really, dude. Because when you look at the other side, it is pretty thin all on its own. Because once you get past those threads and see the rest of the freaking body of the thing, it's just kind of like, what the fuck, man? Because how thick it looks up here is a little deceptive in the fact that there's 800 fucking screw holes in the thing, perforating both sides. And it really isn't the fact that there's screw holes in it either. It's the fact that it's screw holes inside of a really thin aluminum. Okay? And aluminum flexes a whole lot easier than steel does. You know, and on top of that, how they're affixing to each other is, and look, at screws are how a lot of rail systems get affixed to barrel nuts. We get that, right? But a lot of times you have like little braces and shit like that. Like, for instance, like Daniel Defense does that kind of stuff, right? Even on their older generation stuff. But all this is you fit this guy into place, and once you fitted it into place, you have 6 of these really short screws that you put into here and there, you know. And the problem with these is that when I went to go undo these screws, right, and you could tell that a bunch of them have thread locker and shit on them, they didn't hold very well. They really didn't. And the most that this was put through when this was on a rifle that it was pulled off was a single one of my classes, one rifle, one class. And as I'm sitting here trying to unscrew this with the hex keys and stuff, some of this shit was just barely over finger tight, right? And I'm not saying that you can sit here and put pounds and pounds and pounds of pressure on them. You literally can't.
No.
But some of them were much tighter than that, which leads one to believe that these are pretty easy to knock loose, which means pretty loose tolerances as far as the screw holes and all that other stuff. So it's one of those things where I'm just kind of like, what in the fuck is going on here? You know, I mean, it looks impressive. It does. Because it is real light. There's a bajillion little vent holes in it. You can throw Keymod accessories onto it. Okay, it looks impressive. Yeah. But the fact of the matter remains is that the thing was trying to break itself loose after a 2-day 1,400 round class, and we this fucking thing wasn't even touched for a year after that, and just kind of picked it up and started messing with it. And it's one of those things where it's like, what the fuck? It's one of those things that you know is kind of late, you know. And while I'm not opposed to having shims and stuff in there, the shims themselves are paper thin and extremely flexible, right? And look, I'm not opposed to having shims and stuff, but you can start to see, oh, okay. Yeah. I can kind of see why these are pretty easy to get as far as price and shit are concerned. So it's one of those things where it's like, you got to watch out what you're looking for, man, because there are some people out there that are making some pretty shit Keymod accessories and Keymod rails and stuff, and I would fit this in that category. Now, I know there's a lot of guys that are just kind of like that are gonna oppose me instantly.
No way.
Yeah, there are gonna be a lot of guys that oppose me instantly and say, oh, I've been running my Guntec whatever for a long time. But I kind of doubt it. Sorry. I doubt it, dude. This thing ran through A class, and the screws affixing the fucking rail to the barrel nut are trying to come loose after a measly 1,400 rounds. I doubt it, man. So I wouldn't recommend it, like, ever. Yeah. You know, go with Troy, go with BCM, go with a lot of other people.
Midwest Industries.
Midwest Industries. I was trying. I lost it.
I was trying to cough too.
Yeah. So, the colder air.
Yeah, I'm freezing, by the way.
Yeah. So, but I mean, is there anything else that you really want to add to this?
No, because it wasn't mine. I could give a shit less. I'm just sitting in the video, just nodding.
Yeah.
Showing off the beard.
And a short free float rail on like a regular government profile FS speed thing is hokey as fuck anyway. So it's one of those things where you just kind of look at it like,
I'd rather run the polymer Magpul.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
This regular slip on. Well, that's what we ended up doing is we put regular freaking barrel nut and catch for a handguard and just put a regular bolt-in Knight's Armament.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, just regular slip-on stuff. You know, for just to make another M forgery. Yeah. So cool. But it is what it is. Okay. So I mean, unless you got anything else, I'm done here.
I'm good.
All right. Well, if you want to come out and get some training with us, you can certainly go ahead and do that. We are going to Del Rio, Texas.
Hey.
I've just been losing my thought bubbles, dude. But we're going to Del Rio, Texas for a Pistol 1 class out here in early May. It's the 4th and 5th, I believe.
Somewhere like that.
Trust but verify. Go to the description below and check out where it is. You'll see it once you click on the thing because it'll bring up what we have currently for the year of 2018. We're still going to Maine. We're still going to Louisiana. We're still doing stuff at Bud's Gun Shop in Lexington, Kentucky. Yep. It's not on the schedule yet, but we're going to Montana for a Rifle 1 and 2 class. All kinds of shit is happening.
That shotgun class is going to be...
That's in Louisiana.
I know. And I'll be there.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
I already got off work.
Yeah. So that's going to be fun. It's a lot of shooting in 2 days.
Get my ass kicked. That's what's up.
That's going to be awesome. Yeah. You know, but to avoid killing yourself, just get like target ammo for the most part.
Yes.
We only require like 10 defense load buck, and that's for like print data, shit like that, and a couple of other tips and tricks that you can do with your buckshot, but not the point. If you want to support us through Patreon, that'd be great too. The vast majority of that money goes towards funding soldiers that we bring in and train them up for nothing. You know, we ensure that we pay for their flight, ammo, gear, whatever, and you guys are putting them through that. And what's left over we use for bullets and shit for this.
Yeah, for reviews and shit.
And a way for it to benefit you too is that if you sign up for $35 a month, you can train for as long and as often as you want with us. You know, for as long as that you're signed up. You know, and if you just check out our full price for individual class and then do math with that, it starts paying for itself very quickly.
Just math.
Yeah, it's a system designed to be abused. So
which I abuse the shit out of.
yeah, and if you don't want to do any of that and just throw a nickel at us to help us, train soldiers and stuff like that and bring in bullets to do stuff for you guys, then
That's
it is.
awesome too. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it goes farther than you know. So
yeah.
But
all right.
yeah, I mean, aside of recommending the Facebook page, it's got a bajillion people on it and good discussions. That's all I got. Links for everything will be in the description below if you're interested. So
thanks for watching.
yeah. Remember, guys, regular guy's firearm is the last defense against tyranny. Be easy.